I'm Lindsay from Merck.
Thanks, Paul. So, Paul, can you tell me about your experience at ARCS so far?
Yeah, so at Merck I'm responsible for market access and government affairs, and I haven't been to ARCS for about 5 years. And the reason I came today was because so much has happened in the regulatory and reimbursement space that I really wanted to come up to speed and network with my colleagues to really get a better understanding of what's happening on the ground.
And what are you expecting from ARCS this year?
Well, from the talking with the networking of people around here, I'm expecting to find out some more insight that I can't get from just reading a document on a website. Get some real experience from some of the CROs that are here based on the way that submissions are being done for reimbursement, and try to understand how that impacts on me in my office at home.
Amazing. And are you planning on attending some of the Dome sessions later today?
Yes, I've already been to one Dome session this morning, and it was great. I like the idea. Right in the middle of the exhibition center, you feel there's a pulse that's going on around you, and the acoustics were good. I could hear everything, so I think it's a good idea.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at your organization?
Absolutely. So I'm at Zimmer Biomet. Zimmer Biomet is an orthopedics organisation. I look after regulatory and quality, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now in the regulatory space, and that is why it's such a blessing to come to a session like ARCS. You get the exposure to all the organisations that we partner with on a daily basis. We get exposure to the regulators, and it's a fantastic learning event.
So how do you think the conference will benefit you in your position in your company?
So the opportunity that's presented with us is to be able to teach others what we're going through, industry regulation changes, and it's also an opportunity for us to learn from others and our other stakeholders and counterparts about challenges in the industry, and also innovations moving forward, and also opportunities to educate ourselves as well.
What's your experience been at ARCS so far?
So far, so good. I'm here representing New Zealand industry. It's really great to have the opportunity to network with our colleagues in the same field, because we don't have that equal opportunity in New Zealand because we're a smaller group. So far, so good, and it's good to catch up with an old colleague of mine, Andrew.
I think this ARCS event is really good this year because a great venue, ICC, and it's a good chance to catch up with old colleagues, networking, and also hear about the latest news in the industry and to continuously learn.
Have you guys attended any of the Dome sessions?
Not yet. I missed the last one. I saw the big crowd and I just couldn't get inside, but maybe next one.
What about yourself, Andrew?
I actually wanted to attend that the earlier Dome session, but it was completely full. I guess it was popular, but maybe next time they should have an increased area to allow everyone to come in, because it seemed to be very popular.
That's great. And what are you guys expecting over the next few days for the ARCS conference?
Expecting some quality sessions to learn from different speakers. I liked how they limit for example, I'm in drug safety. I liked how they made 1 day for drug safety and not have 1.5, so we can attend just the 1 day.
Which sessions do you guys think will be the most beneficial to your role in your organisation?
Well, personally, I'm looking forward to the session where Head of MedSafe, the New Zealand regulator, will be talking about the latest status, I guess, on the new therapeutics bill. It's super important for New Zealand to be not thinking of just the present, but think of the future and the future technologies and how the legislation can be adopted to future-proof. And that's the session that I'm really looking forward to. I'm hoping that Chris James has more updates for us, those who are working in the New Zealand regulatory field.
I always look forward to attending the sessions held by the TGA, which is the regulatory authority that we work with on a daily basis, whether it's to make sure our medicines are meeting registering our medicines and meeting the requirements from the health authority. Like, we had a session today about the reporting significant safety issues. So that's very relevant for us. So because we want to make sure as an industry we're compliant.
Jennifer, can you tell me about your experience at ARCS so far?
It's been great to be able to meet so many different people from the industry. I'm fairly new to the industry, so it's a really great place to get oriented around who are all the players and who's who.
So which sessions have you attended so far, and how will it help you in your role within your organisation?
So it's only day one, so the opening session was a great overview, of the the regulator's view and the policymaker's view, so that was interesting to hear. But I'm looking forward to, as the week goes on, hearing more of the patient-centric presentations.
And what's your role within Thriver?
So I'm head of sales and marketing. I'm new to the industry. It's a patient-based, patient-led technology for making sure that the patient experience is coordinated, helping the patients get to where they need to be, and having the clinicians be able to facilitate that through technology.
Have you been to ARCS before?
No, this is my first time. It's a very big conference, so there's a lot of people to see. I don't know how I'll get through it all in 3 days, but first time.
That's great. And if you were to describe ARCS so far in 3 words, what would it be?
I think just a great way to meet people.
5 words. Thank you, Jennifer. David, how's your experience been so far at ARCS?
It's been really good. First day here. I've attended a couple of sessions, and our speakers have been from the TGA. So it's been really informative, actually. It's been really good so far. Thanks.
So why have you attended ARCS this year?
I've attended ARCS for the past, 12 or 13 years now. And this time round, I looked at the agenda. ARCS are really good at releasing the agenda well in advance for us to look at what's applicable and what's relevant to what I do. And of course, every year what I do tends to change. So I make sure that what's being made available at these conferences are relevant to what I do, and certainly this year's no exception to the rule.
So obviously you've been going to ARCS for over a decade, so there must be something that keeps you to come back every year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like other than the opportunity to network, to meet new people in my field of expertise, of course. The network is always a good thing, but at the same time, there's so many opportunities where you get to actually speak face to face with our regulator and to be able to ask those questions that you may not be able to ask on a day-to-day basis. And of course, there are things that are emerging that I might not know about, and it's whether it's word of mouth speaking to people or attending these sessions, these seminars. There's always something to take away, so I'm always keen to learn.
And how would you describe ARCS in 3 words?
Informative, innovative, and networking, I guess. Yeah, that's the 3 words I use.
How's your experience been so far at ARCS?
Well, I've been coming to ARCS for quite a few years, and it's always good to come along and see what the TGA has to say, learn what their experience has been in dealing with the industry that I work in, and hear what they're expecting to do in the future. So it's the first day, and it's been great so far.
How many years have you been going to ARCS for?
Oh, look, I've been in the industry nearly 25 years, and I think I've been coming to ARCS since the mid-1990s, so this is probably about ARCS number 20, I think, for me so far.
That's great. So there's obviously something that keeps on making you coming back to ARCS.
There is. I mean, the pharma industry is one that changes very rapidly, and it's certainly been it's a very different industry to what it was back in the 1990s, and it's important to keep on top of those and learn not only what we've done so far, but where the industry is going in the future. And this helps to keep on top of those and get some idea of what's going to happen in the future and what we can expect to see coming out in pharma in the next 5, 10 and even further in the future.
And what are you expecting to see over the next 2 days?
Well, I'm expecting to see some both government and industry perspectives on the regulatory process. I'm a regulatory person myself, and looking to see how they're looking. There's always improvements that can be made in both the regulatory process and in drug development on both the government and on the industry side, and how they're going to implement those changes and make the reg process of drug development more efficient for everybody and getting to the end goal, which is, of course, is to get those products in the hands of patients as quickly as reasonably possible.
Describe ARCS in 3 words.
Development focused, industry, government, and technology.
So we've got Andrew Carter here, the CEO of Commercial Eyes. How's your experience been so far at ARCS?
It's really, really tremendous. I'm really happy that we're back at the ICC. I think it's a fantastic venue. I think the exhibition hall being close to where the action is happening is fantastic. It's meant lots of access or easy access, if you like, for delegates to come and mingle and meet each other, and that's such a key part of what ARCS is about.
Have you been going to ARCS for a long time?
Yes, I'm personally a member, and many of my staff are members, and we have 9 of our staff here for this conference, and we also have a booth. So as a service provider to the industry, this is a really key part of our engagement strategy.
So we're here with Madonna Azzy. How's your experience been at ARCS so far?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's always so good to be out here at these conferences, seeing the exhibitors, seeing what they have to offer, and just meeting new people and seeing old faces.
And how has your experience been with the domes? Have you attended any sessions so far?
I have. I've attended 2 so far. I'm just on my way to my 3rd one for the day. So I'm in the pharmacovigilance and medical information sector. So it's a fantastic couple of sessions that I've been to, and looking forward to the next few.
That's amazing. And have you been to ARCS in the past before?
I have. I've been I've been at ARCS or attending ARCS for a good maybe 4 or 5 years now. Always attending their workshops, and their conferences are always spectacular as always.
And how has it changed in the past few years?
Well, for one, it's in the ICC this year. We're normally based in Randwick, but apart from that, great sessions all the time. So not much more to add to that.
And lastly, how would you describe ARCS in 3 words?
That's a tricky one. 3 words: captivating, motivating, and encouraging.